Typically, when a company's about to wrap up its run with an action figure property, you'll notice it right away when they're rolling out the next slate of figures. What used to be enough figures for 5 to 6 waves is now just two, maybe three. It's not been the case with McFarlane Toys with this DC Multiverse line. They're showing off more product, like they're doing this line for another 10 years. And at WonderCon, they showed off a ton of stuff that I was really hoping to see before this line was wrapped up and done. And those rollout of figures are just good enough to get us through the summer. We got a whole new leaked list of figures coming. I'm pretty excited about this one because, again, I get to scratch off a few more essential figures I needed from McFarlane Toys in this DC Multiverse collection. There's so many cool figures, so many new exciting reveals. Let's take a look at them all right now. What's up, everybody? It's Jeffrey Lyles, welcoming you to another edition of Lyles Figure Files. My multiverse collection display is shifting up. A shelf got a little wonky on the wall. I had to fix it. Then I just decided to relocate the Justice Society. I have a new shelf display set up, so maybe by next episode, you'll see that. I'm going to need the space because there's so many more McFarlane figures. I'm really going to need to just reconfigure the whole thing. So we got a new leaked list of figures. Let's break them down. So much excitement. And I'm really happy to see some more members of the Justice Society getting knocked out. First up, Dr. Midnight. I've always loved this costume. It's so simple, yet it's got a really, really cool design. And this is, of course, the Golden Age version. He is going to be in a collector edition format. There is not a lot of stuff going on with this costume that really should warrant him having the collector edition format, but I've got a few ideas that could justify it. Of course, we're going to get some face panels. I think with his mask setup, that'll be pretty easy. We get Hootie Hoo, his owl, Hootie. And of course, as a collector edition, he's going to get a chase. Now, typically I'm like, well, what can we do? I'm really hoping what they do with this one is give us the other version of Dr. Midnight. You know who I'm talking about, the modern age Justice Society. And I know they've got a whole new modern era of Justice Society, but this guy I'm really hoping we see. DC Direct gave us this version. We didn't get this from Mattel's with their DC Classics lineup, but he's got a really cool outfit. So much so that I'm kind of thinking maybe he'll be the standard default in the old school, more simplistic costume will be the chase because they don't have to do as much sculpting. This one requires a little bit more detail. I mean, you can check out the gauntlets, the whole chest setup, the belt, the leg wraps. I mean, he's got a little bit more involved with his outfit as opposed to the classic take from the Golden Age Justice Society member. Either way, very excited to see him join in the lineup. He was desperately a character I needed to have, and we're so close to getting a pretty full Golden Age and even modern age Justice Society. So getting Dr. Midnight added, no matter which way his costume is set up, I'm pretty happy about. Next up, we've got this wave with the Batman Return figures. And it's pretty cool. I'm looking forward to getting this one. I didn't buy it on Batman Forever or Batman and Robin. Didn't like those movies, so I did not care about getting any of those figures, even though they looked really great. But I love Batman Returns, and I'm very excited about getting all of them. Selena, Catwoman, Max Shrek, Penguin, of course, Batman, and these Penguin Commandos. All about it. Bring them on. Really going to be excited to have them on my shelf. And then, and continue with our live action interpretations of characters, we are going to get a Peacemaker figure, and that makes sense. And the character really hadn't had this much love, this much attention since before John Cena put on the outfit. So it makes sense to go with this theatrical take. And thankfully, this is pretty consistent with how he looked in the comic. They didn't do some massive design change. So this works if you're a comic book purist. This works just fine if you like the live action take of John Cena. So that's pretty cool. Excited about that just because he's a good character and worthy of adding to the line. And it makes sense because he's a big time TV streaming star. Then we've got this, the Batmobile 1966 version. This is supposedly going to fit our Adam West classic 7-inch Batman. I am very excited about this. I did not get the Hot Toys version. Still awaiting word on that Burt Ward Robin figure to go along with Adam West Batman figure. But getting this will be very cool. I don't know how I'm going to display this Batmobile, but I mean, I'm sure for a lot of you, if you're gray hairs like me, this is one of your first encounters, your first experiences with Batman. So this Batmobile has a really special place to you as well. And I'm really excited about adding this. This is gonna be my second Batman vehicle so far in this line. So really looking forward to getting this. Then next up, we continue on with the Batman party because what kind of McFarlane reveals would it be for the DC multiverse if it wasn't solely focused so much on Batman? But this time it's a good one. It's Riddler, specifically how he looked in Hush. I don't mind this whatsoever. I've already got my quote unquote super classic Riddler, so I am fine with them doing this. And this is a pretty modern look for him, so I'm not upset with this choice. And I think for a lot of people, this is a look they'll gravitate towards, so it makes perfect sense. And again, I've already got the one I want. Maybe what I could do is swap out a few different head sculpts and make this Riddler goons to go along with that classic version. They're in green suits anyway, so maybe that's a way to make them work. I'll see. I kind of like that idea. Then I'm just spitballing and saying that out loud now. Then we got another one with Batgirl, and Batgirl, of course, has several different looks. The designation for her is classic Batgirl, which means it should look basically like this. I love this outfit, so I'm really happy if we get that. Of course, she's got another quality classic look as well with this more darker gray. And we still could use a Dick Grayson Robin to go along with her. We've got younger version of Dick as Robin, but we still need more of that new Teen Titans Dick Grayson figure. So that would be great to get maybe in a 2-pack. Hopefully that'll happen. They're both listed as multiverse, so it'll be a solo release for them. But maybe we could just get a repainted Batgirl to pair up with this version of Robin. Then next up, another classic Batman character, this time a bad guy. It's Scarecrow. We really needed this take on him. And I know there's some more that are a little bit more dynamic, and some artists tend to gravitate towards this. But I needed this one because this is looking in challenges and Super Friends. So definitely essential for me. And this was his classic look in the comics for so long, basically until Jim Lee decided to redesign it and do a little bit more with the mask and all. So I'm really happy to see we're getting a classic version of Scarecrow. He'll fit alongside the Legion of Doom I'm building. He'll fit alongside the classic Batman rogues. And now we've got Penguin, we've got Riddler, we've got Joker, we've got Two-Face. We still need a Catwoman that fits in a little bit closer to their old school look. The Scarecrow, definitely essential. Happy to add him to that collection, that slot, that lineup as well. Then I've gone way too long without mentioning a Batman. So here we go with the new Batman figure. This one is Batman Incorporated Batman. So I'm assuming, you know what happens when you do that. It's going to look very much like this Chris Burnham version. And Batman Inc. was a great read. Really, I mean, I really love this. And I kind of feel like one huge disappointment with this, given how much McFarlane loved doing all kinds of Batman variants, that we didn't get more of the Batman from around the world. That would have been a really fun collection to just have. I mean, look at these designs. They're really cool. We don't have a one of them in the collection. And I know we got Batwing, but man, there were so many other cool looks for Batman in here. I mean, just imagine if we could have done this cover in multiverse form. That would have been awesome. So there's still some time. Maybe we'll get a few more. I'd love to see maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm getting greedy, but you get the point. There's so many great looks for Batman Incorporated, and I'd really love to see a few more of those characters added to the mix before it's all said and done. Then continuing on with the Batman theme, Black Mask again. He's been in movies, Harley Quinn, Emancipation, da 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 da. But Black Mask should be a relatively easy character to do. I assume he'll use most of that question suit body. He does not need to have an open suit jacket though. So I'll definitely need to have a different suit jacket sculpt going there for him. And hopefully they'll actually paint the pinstripes on his costume because he doesn't normally wear basic flat black suits. He needs a little bit of color in there just to make that mask stand out a little bit more. I don't know. Maybe we'll just get some knives with him because, of course, he can't come with a gun. I would really love if he can get a Batman cowl like this cover. That would be pretty fun. So there you go with an option for a Black Mask accessory. Then we've got yet another Batman. This notice the themes on this one. This one is the Earth 2 Society Batman. Now, this is another one I wish McFarlane had spent a little bit more time giving us these characters, especially Val Zod. I thought his costume, his look was so cool. But I mean, there were some really fun character designs in this, including the Batman. And you can see here that he's wearing a little bit more of a trench coat, but there's another look for him here. And this is probably a better look. And this is just a cool costume. And you could definitely see Todd having some fun doing this costume in figure form. And this is kind of one of those deals where it's like, I don't really have a deep attachment to it, but it really does look cool. And maybe we can still get some Earth 2 Society figures. This was one of the better books during the New 52 era, simply because they were doing their own thing. It wasn't tied to, well, we've got to convert this to the New 52 era. They just had a lot of fun exploring a whole new take on the Justice Society. And it was a really fun book all the way through. Next up is a 2-pack that's not Batman related. Yay. This one is one that I'm really hoping they do it justice. It's a mega fig, it's a figure. So think that Gorilla Grodd, or King Kong and Batman, Superman, Godzilla kind of set up here, and Flash and Titano in that kind of realm. Kilowog, Kyle Rayner. This one is going to be Atom Smasher versus Spectre. Now, Atom Smasher, he's a relatively simple mega fig. They've basically done this figure already, but we really needed him. I mean, we've got so many of the modern, and I know modern from the late 90s into early 2000s is no longer modern in 2025. But I really want to get most of this team completed. This was a really great run of Justice Society, and getting Atom Smasher would be great. Got one from the Black Adam movie, so maybe it's just a matter of a slight bit of part swapping, maybe changing up some of those colors. I don't think there was enough of a reason for me to go, this will do. I'm still holding out hope. Now that hope seems to be justified, we're going to get an Atom Smasher. And you're wondering, how is that connection with Spectre and JSA 75? Spectre came a calling in battle with Black Adam and his bootleg Justice Society, including Atom Smasher. In this one, I won't spoil it for you, but it doesn't quite work out well for our guy Al. Now, of course, I don't need Atom Smasher as a smaller one. I need him as a mega fig and another crack at Spectre, because it was really hard to get him in that Crisis on Infinite Earths look. So I would love another crack at Spectre with a cloth, soft goods, posable, wired cape. That would be awesome for that character. We got Dr. Fate, we got Our Man, who then could benefit from an updated version himself. We still need a good Justice Society Hawkman, but we're getting so close to getting that original founding lineup of the JSA. So hopefully that's how we'll get that Spectre, and not like the Hal Jordan one just to make it different. Then back to Batman, this time with a character that got on my nerves, but I understand why we're getting it. It's Failsafe, the super Batman robot, Batman Bruce Wayne conscious implanted. It just, this thing got a little bit out of control for me. It was just, okay, Batman's unstoppable. And now it's a robot who's even more unstoppable. And it just went on too much, where it was like, yeah, there's no way he should be able to beat him, but we're getting a failsafe figure This goes in along with our absolute power, which we don't have many figures from on that end either. I'm surprised Todd resisted the urge to do the whole, well, here's the robotic version of Superman, Wonder Woman, etc. But we are getting failsafe. That makes sense. Even though I could not stand failsafe by the end of the arc, I wouldn't necessarily say I won't get this figure because the design looks pretty cool. So we'll see how that one turns out. Next up, and we're on the home stretch here, there's a Superman from Zero Hour. Now, I'm not quite sure what they're going to do with this look because you can see Superman didn't really change his look here. I mean, this is just the basic Superman done in the art style of Dan Jurgens, thankfully. So we got a really nice, clean look here. There's Spectre again. Here's a Golden Age Hawkman. That'd be great to get again. I keep banging the table for him. There's Our Man. There's Flash. I mean, hey, I wouldn't be opposed to getting more Zero Hour characters. Maybe just not Superman. I mean, there's so many other options we could have gone with. But that's what they're saying for this Superman. I don't know what they're gonna do different. Of course, he's got the mullet during this time. And unless maybe they did this, like pick the Superman from this cover, where it's pretty cool. All these different artist interpretations of Superman coming to confront Batman. I don't know, maybe a Neil Adams one if they wanted to use this as a sneaky way to give us a Neil Adams Superman. Where's it John Byrne on this one? Of course, I'm trying to find it, so I won't. Oh yeah, here it is right there. So maybe I just don't know where they're gonna go with a Zero Hour Superman, but he is slated on this list as well. So we'll see what they do. And just a few more. Next up is a Joker from Crisis on Infinite Earths. Pick a villain. Chances are I still want this character done from McFarlane Toys. We do have Penguin. That's one down. Let's see who else we have on this cover. Captain Cold, check. We also have it's getting really lean already. We've got a classic Deathstroke coming. We got Mirror Master coming, but there's a whole lot more figures we need. Here's Joker. And I guess what they're going to do to make this one different than the one we already had was to give us a version of him with possibly his whole look with the soft goods jacket. I wonder if that's what they'll do with this here. So we'll see. I don't know. Maybe that's something they could do. That's the only thing I can think of to be something different there. Lastly, we are going to get more characters from Super Friends. It's a challenge of the Super Friends wave. And as expected, as predicted, we are going to see more of those characters who are really essential, really necessary. This time we're going to get Aquaman. And again, he was one that just made too much sense to not get, but we are getting him. We're getting Bizarro as well. And so that's a pretty decent two-figure setup here for this because we got Superman, we got Flash, we got Green Lantern, a lot of cool characters, a lot of good additions for our Super Friends lineup. We're gonna get Brainiac. That's a cool one, great addition. But then there's a wild card character, and that is this guy, Bizarro Batman. No, thank you. There's still more Super Friends that we need. We still need a Black Vulcan, and he's one that we don't need any kind of wild scaling. Just have him showing off the bare legs. We're good. Hawkman's still needed. Samurai is still needed. Wonder Woman is still needed. Don't need a Batman variant throwing up in this line here. We still need a geez, I mean, so many other characters we still need Scarecrow. So I don't know about that. Not really happy about that. But the other one, that's even more of a wild card. We're supposed to get a super friend, Zan. No Jaina, no Gleek. So it'd be really weird to just have one of them. I mean, come on, we needed the Super Friends, the challenging Super Friends characters before we get the Wonder Twins. So hopefully in the next few waves, we'll see the whole completed lineup. A lot of stuff. I'm really excited to see more Justice Society characters knocked out. Finally getting a classic Batgirl to go along with the basically classic Supergirl from that Woman of Tomorrow arc. And then we're getting classic Scarecrow. Very excited to see him because he was really overdue at this point. I was like, man, we got to get him for so many levels, Legion of Doom, and just to hang out with those other perfect old school classic takes on the Batman rogues. But let me know, of course, what you think. Are you excited about these reels? It's a little bit too Batman heavy for you, or are you like, this is just right? Keep them coming. Which figure are you most excited about? Let me know in the comments. And as always, thank you so much for watching. This episode of House Figure Files has been filed.